What's up guys, Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, VOD reviewing the GOAT of TFT title, just hot off a third place at the Macau Open, winning the most recent World Championship. He is our World Champion. If you guys don't know title, I mean, let me just pull over the accomplishments list so you guys can see, but it's disgusting. I mean, the most recent third at Macau and winning the Magic and Mayhem Tactician's Crown, but also winning Runeterra Reforged, second place at Dragonlands, like... Yeah, there's a world here where if Title had won in the Dragonlance Championship, he would be a 3-time Worlds winner. And in a game like TFT with this much variance, like it just goes to show that there's no variance. It's actually just all skill. So wanted to VOD review Title today. Actually, let me pull up. Are my Discord messages gonna pop up? Shout outs to let me disable. Their name is DYP Meister, Dipmeister. They DM me on Discord and said you should VOD review this game, and I took a look at it and it looks pretty fun. So I'm hyped to see Title play an interesting line and an interesting augment as well. So already the seeds are being sowed about what unit we might play around this game. We pick up an early Tristana here. Tristana going to, for sure with this board, farm onto Scuttles. I don't know if it's actually different. Yeah, I think... Did Trist actually get a double farm there? It looked like she only farmed one stack there. He'd have to click on Tristana to see, but it's actually probably slightly different here. Though at this point, I imagine... Yeah, okay, we are going to hold on to the Urgot here. I would have been surprised if we hadn't, because we do have the Trist already. There is a world where we end up playing around this Tristana this game, and somebody looks like they like kind of full opened there. All right, first augment here, Caretakers, no Scout, no Pivot, and Magic Wand. As far as stuff you're excited to play around here, and looking at your items as well, I mean, you do have like an obvious like Gwinsu that you could make onto the Trist, solid early slam, and then you can play that into like a Corki or a Twitch game. Seems the most reasonable to me, and then you have these items, which Caretakers could actually make usage of very nicely. I mean, I don't really like either of these options so much. I guess you could take no Scout, no Pivot, and hard commit to Tristana, start playing around Sentinels. I mean, it's probably not a bad idea, actually, if you want to play Trist this game. Though, we do immediately get an even better option, which is all that shimmers. You can just take this, go Gwinser's Gambler's Blade, honestly, maybe even slam Gargoyle as well, probably, and be very... Ooh, actually? Okay, so, I mean, this is already kind of interesting for me. We are going to make all these slams, but it's actually going to be Collector Slam onto Trist, just with the idea that, like, yeah, I mean... Gwinser's Gambler Blade is fantastic. I was thinking maybe just that onto Lux and you just use that to farm really hard. But yeah, at this point, he actually... Also, this is a really weird way that he is doing the team planner like this. But this is what Title is interested in playing around, actually. This Tristana board with like... with Watchers, which is kind of interesting. I think Sentinel Tristana is like a pretty standard version, but this is what he's looking at in this moment, because we have these 2 Watchers to start the game off with, so that obviously makes a very straightforward transition to later. And the Collector, obviously a fantastic item, probably a little bit like worse synergistically with Gwinsu's, but the upside is huge in that you get a real item, right? So we can play this for now, move these items to Twitch later, they feel fantastic, or just keep them onto Tristana for now, and, you know, Tristana will do a great job. Also, you know, Collector's value onto Trist. If she ults, you might potentially get some Collector's procs to end up proccing the ult to execute. So, like, there's a lot, or like the ult stacking, you know what I mean? Collectors, I believe, statistically is one of Trist's best items. So I think, honestly, Title is probably just hard forcing from this spot. He says, you know what, I have a Gwinsu Collector. I'm just going to hard force Tristana reroll from this spot, because why not? My items are good enough and I can play around it. I guess the other thing is, like, normally people play Sentinel with Tristana, like I was talking about. But maybe the idea here is that because we already slammed Gargoyle, Gargoyle is really low value in Sentinels, and in Title's head, maybe these 2 comps are like similar in strength. So, you know, why not just say, okay, we'll just play an Emissary, the other E1 Watchers, starts with an E, obviously. But yeah, we'll just play a Watchers game from this spot, and make much better use of the Gargoyles. If we put this out into a Scar later, we'll feel amazing. Also, my God, the amount the Title is farming with Collector here, just absolutely beast in it. Certainly would like an IE, so a glove or a sword would be very, very nice in this spot. 3-cost glove looks great. Can't pick it up, so I imagine we take the Giant's Belt in this spot. See, though, there's also a Trist pair, I guess, which is what he's really thinking about, but ends up actually just going for the Ezreal. He's an artillerist that we can play for now just over the Urgot, and also we get the belt, which is a fantastic component. Honestly, After thinking about it more, I almost like taking the Tristana more, even though I called out the Giant Spelt, just because you get Trist pair and you already have an Artillerist, and you can just go for like Sunfire out of the chain. But looks like Tidal just wanted to guarantee a really, really good component and a really good unit that we want to play for later, which makes sense. Also note that we don't level here, which is a bit surprising for me with Collector here, because I wonder, I mean, we probably wouldn't have collected this unit, but if we had collected this unit, we'd already be getting paid back here. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised in the no level here from Tidal, but I guess just wanting to get to 50 gold as quickly as possible. Wanting to just stay pretty rich in the spot. And also with 0 2-stars, just Tidal saying, I'm going to acknowledge like I'm probably not going to win these next 2 fights. Though honestly, if he fights last place, he certainly will. We'll see. But yeah, other boards like that Nocturne board, like that looked really, really scary. Edge of Night Vander here, kind of a hilarious board in this spot. Gonna drop aggro on Vander immediately, and then Trist gonna start aggroing to those units, start farming Collector. I mean, you can see why he went for the Collector Trist. She just farms so nicely, and just, I mean, I don't know how many stacks he's at here, but oh my god, that's another execute there. Actually allows us a pre-level, which is really, really nice. We can get the Urgot in for now. And yeah, he just wants the Trist to be collecting as much as possible and just farming as many stacks as possible. I kind of wish he would click on the Trist and see stacks amount, or I wish there was some way for me to tell, but I guess that's probably asking too much. All right, there's Nunu, there's Glove there, so that's our half of IE if we want it. Boom, natural full IE one time. We got LW. It's actually a crossroads here. I imagine Tidal is going to slam LW here because he's a good TFT player and you don't want to just sit on components forever, but it does feel kind of bad getting rid of our IE component. It's just like, if you are making LW, then you're kind of like sitting on these components for so long. We'll see though, because like, the downside is you lose your IE component if you do make LW. Yeah, he's actually not going to make it for now. I mean, this is actually such a tough slam because like LW, it's good, it's a Marsh Shred, but like, or it's Armor Shred, but like you're never, you end up in this really scary world where if you do not end up getting IE components later, you end up stuck on the LW forever with no actual damage item. All right, the Onyx Spark augment, this augment, and then this is an augment that actually is new to this patch. So if you're not familiar with it, let me just read it for you guys. This augment is called not contested, but contested. Is it not called contested? Am I a fool? I really thought this augment was called contested. Let me look at gold augments and then just scroll and see if I can find the where it is. It's really not called contested. I thought for sure that this was called contested. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm just looking. Augments. Contested. Oh, it is called contested. It's just... screw you, Dish Soap, for not updating your tier list with contested on it. I just, I went to pull up the most recent... but it's not on Dish Soap's tier list. This is contested. After each player combat, gain 2 gold for every 2 other players who have fielded the leftmost unit on your bench. This game is actually very important. I saw a Reddit thread recently where people were like, did you guys know that contested actually works if they fielded the unit at all this game? And people were like, is that a bug? And I'm like, no. Did you read the augment when you guys took it? But you can see actually, it's not on Dish Soap's tier list, so you can't see how he rates it. But Spencer's tier list on Meta TFT actually rates it insanely highly. This is a really, really cool augment where you can see we have the Singed right here where it looks like only one person has fielded Singed so far this game. So, we're actually only farming, we're farming 0 gold right now because it's for every 2 units, right? And he doesn't end up actually making the last Whisper here and rolling down and not seeing any Trist, which is really, really rough. But the idea is to field units that you think the rest of the lobby either has played or will play this game. Ideally has played, and then eventually, like as the will play changes, you can do that. It's also got this really, really cool animation, like this cool effect. Oh, what the heck? Wait. Okay, I actually don't understand what the animation means now. Because I guess each one of those is a 2. Oh, I guess that's what that was. That was it saying that 2 people have held it and those things that'll orbiting it. I haven't got a chance to take this yet. So there's 4 things orbiting it, 2 things. It's kind of weird how it works, but that animation is actually so cool how it like evolves there. Somebody in Discord was like, is contested like a spoiler for next set? Because there's no way they did all this work on this animation just for this one augment, which honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of effect like this. Maybe they said the set finally, like the final set in Glove, not Glove, just Garen for Garen. That's fair. And it's okay. It's Garen for Garen and for Sunfire. But they said the final set next year is going to like change how you think about like building team comps. I wonder if that's something. Rel tends to be a popular one but I guess it doesn't actually show up there. It's a little bit delayed when it shows up, right? Also, not sure why we're not playing the Garen on the board right now. The other kind of scary thing for title in this spot right now is that we're only 4 Trists. We've actually rolled so much with the extra gold from Collector. Good thing we have all this gold from Collector, because man, it has not been that much here. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, the indicator on this augment really confuses me. But enough to say that we are getting a decent amount of gold right now. And honestly, title doing a good amount of scouting right now, just looking around, just trying to make sure. Yeah, we're getting 4 per round here. So I wonder, oh, I guess the number of units the number orbiting is the number. Oh, that must be it. Wait, look at this. Wait, so I was actually pre-leveling at this point. He's got 5 Trists. So he's saying, you know what, this is good enough here. And it's all the little legends, right, that are orbiting. They're so cool. They're so tiny. But all those little legends are the little legends of the people that, honestly, I've barely been looking at our board because I've just spent this entire game just staring at the Singed on our bench here. But I guess that big thing is like representative of Singed, and the other ones are the units that are orbiting. And so you see we are getting 4 gold per round here, which for a gold, very solid. Compare this to something like Raining Gold. Oh yeah, and then Ezreal here, he only's got 1 little guy orbiting around, so that would be I think that my understanding is that means 0 people have fielded him this game, because the one thing that's orbiting is like him himself. All right, no components at this point towards IE, and no IE at all. We're gonna have to take the redemption here and then look at something like a Declaw. Though we have all these tiers, maybe just like adaptive at this point. But yeah, I mean, gonna go roll down, and the idea is that we're gonna push 7 and be able to play around potentially hitting Scar 3 and all this other stuff. So yeah, we have multiple. Yeah, I think this makes perfect sense here. We get rid of one of the tiers here. Ended up making actually Archangels on backline onto this Nami, which is kind of crazy. And then they're just playing this 4 Emissary, 4 Watcher board, which I think when people think of Reroll, I think a lot of people are thinking of like the Sentinel variation, but this almost goes back to like this 4 Emissary version, and then 4 Watcher fits pretty naturally as well. And it also makes sense because we have this Archangels. And I mean, look at the work that Trist's doing, even with no IE, actually doing a ton of work here. His Powered Shields doesn't seem very good. I mean, Blazing Soul worst. I don't know if we want that. I mean, we certainly don't want the Forest Company thingy, so we can just take this. The problem is there's actually nothing amazing here that you want. I mean, he's looking at Trenchcoat. I was thinking maybe just take the one that dupes the unit essentially and just put that onto I mean, I guess you do have a Vow here, which is kind of nice. Vow Trenchcoat tends to have really good value just because it's like all this mana. It's you know, Vow potentially proccing. So yeah, I mean, okay, so it's just gonna be a Vow Trenchcoat set up onto Scar. I mean, also theoretically Trenchcoat, if you can get to like Scar 3, should be really good on Scar. If you can have multiple Scars casting and just CCing the entire enemy board, or like chain CCing units, seems really good. The only downside is if they're like lining up their CC. But okay, I mean, I trust in Title. Title can do no wrong in my eyes. So we're gonna continue to roll down. It also looks like another person fielded Singed here. So now we have 5 little dots. It's every 2 units, so I believe we're not actually farming any extra yet until one more person fields him. But for now, he actually decides to sell the Singed here for bench space, and oh my god, he's trying to figure out a unit. He ends up putting the Trist over there, who looks like she's gonna farm us 2 gold here, which is not terrible, but not amazing. Also, wait, what the heck? I'm so entranced by this contested. Like, you see the little legend down there is like doing a dance or something. How is that even possible? Also, while I'm entranced by this, we are fighting a Rumble 2 on 8. What the hell? Okay. 28 HP, a little bit low, but we are 1 off the Trist. Seems really good. I would still, in my mind, be looking for IE component here, and just the idea is moving the LW over eventually. But it looks like he grabbed Garen there just for Garen as well, and then we can just move items over. Or like this Rod can end up being a, yeah, I mean, Garen 2 is Garen 2, I guess, at the end of the day. That's big. All right, another Nami, but I don't think we can go for Nami 3. Though maybe we can get some value out of putting Nami there. I don't think I'm trying to look for Nami 3 here, and we do finally, at long last, end up hitting this Tristana. There's no way no one has fielded this unit. That is insane. But okay, Nami here, 3 units in, so that is 2 gold for us, which, you know, not the end of the world. And yeah, the thing transforms. I don't know what the thing transforming is supposed to be. That's someone else's little legend, but I don't know why it transforms into a giant thingy. Oh, and we get Irelia last. He sees the Irelia last second. Now look at this. That's 6 in, it looks like. So let's see the gold array in. Boom, look at that, 6 gold. All right. I'm just going to have to let title roll here. This is the get 40 armor MR above 50%. No, I don't think it is actually that. It is some kind of tank one. It looks like we're considering taking it, so let's translate it real quick and see, just because this is... Oh, yeah. 40 armor MR. Man, this translation is not amazing. Maybe because I have it on Chinese instead of Japanese. No, it's still Bulwark. Increase armor MR by 40% if your HP is more than 50%. Oh yeah, no, then it's 3 times the amount. This is the one that I was thinking of. I don't know why I second-guessed myself. Okay, bunch of armor MR onto Garen. Can't be bad. And if we can keep him topped up with something like a Gunblade, that would be amazing, though. Don't really have anything like that right now. Still 1 off the Scar, so it makes just way too much sense to roll down here. But yeah, Irelia, I feel like a lot of people call out Rel as a really good target as well. But I feel like Irelia is just such a strong early game unit that she's so good. And now look at this. Our contested value this game, we are getting 6 gold per round. Think about that compared to something like Raining Gold. Obviously, Raining Gold doesn't give you, it gives you gold up front, but you know, in just a few rounds, this contested is going to outperform really, really easily the Raining Gold here. Also finding a really strong Heimerdinger board here, just with a lot of stuff. Only downside is they're actually stuck on Heimerdinger 1. Yeah, please sell this. Please sell this Singed. He keeps making me nervous by trying to swap the Irelia with the Singed, which is just, it's the Irelia, man. Just chill and be happy with your 6 gold per round. I guess 6 is the max, right? You can't ever get to... Wait, it doesn't count yourself, right? So yeah, there's no way you can ever get to 8. So I'm pretty sure it can only ever get to 6. This says every 2 other players. Yeah. So it can only ever be 6. But I mean, 6 gold around for a gold is obviously fantastic. All right, I would really like an Ayer if we could get it. We're going to not get it here, so we can look for... I mean, I was gonna say, I guess, a Nami item, but what are we looking at here? TG here for just M-Pesa. Yeah, I mean, very solid. And like, I mean, it's an M-Pesa 1, but like, is Nami 2 really gonna do all that much? This seems relatively reasonable here. And like the rod items weren't that amazing. I don't know, you could go Gwinsu Nami, but it's not amazing. So yeah, just good items onto M-Pesa seems solid. Also, another pretty strong board here. I feel like this is just a strong lobby in general, but wow. I mean, I've been pleasantly surprised by the work that Trenchcoat has done, just onto a random 3-star here, onto just the Scar. Like, Trenchcoat Scar, I feel like maybe I've underestimated him a bit, and as I say that, maybe he's about to move... Okay, no, he's not going to move Trenchcoat away, but he is going to move the Sunfire over to the Scar. The idea being split Sunfire, you can apply it onto more targets, so just in general, should be good with Trenchcoat, and we just want the full kind of tanky items onto the Garen here. So yeah, I like this. Though usually they're going to be proccing Sunfire. It's not like you can triple Sunfire 1 unit. They're you know, going to be proccing Sunfire on the same units, but if they end up splitting and like going different ways, you might end up spreading that Sunfire a bit. And also, oh, look at this big tanky Garen, man. He's just doing so much tanking. We're yeah, like insane amount of work actually. We finally pick up the Corki here, who's like a slight upgrade here, just a little bit better it tends to be than the Urgot here. And I mean, this is our board at this point. We could look if we continue to win at going 9, because there's really... I mean, the big thing to hit him is Mbessa 2 here, but we did fight someone just a second ago who already had an Mbessa 2, so that's obviously 3 out of the pool. So maybe once that person dies, or maybe once other people who have Mbessa die, we can look at them rolling. Yeah, I'm honestly, I mean, this Garen has been the star of the show. I feel like the Scar is dying so quickly, and then the Garen is just holding up the rest of the board. But it's also like the Scar splitting. If he gets cast off, then that's just a lot of value. At this point, I mean, Adaptive Helm or Shojin for Nami. I mean, Adaptive Helm's 2 more gold, so I'm kind of surprised he didn't take it, but maybe he just thinks Shojin's that much better. Onto the Nami here. Also, what was that 6 and 6 board? I don't know, interesting to see when we fight that. But yeah, so much gold every round. It's like a huge influx of, like, this is actually going to allow us to push 9 in this spot where I think, I mean, it would be very hard without this augment to ever think about going 9 here. So, I mean, yeah, that's not the title, taking this new augment. It's interesting, like, I don't know, I think so few people have actually got a chance to really play around it yet. It's not super evaluated. Like, I think a lot of people, they did like a discussion on the CompTFT subreddit, like one of the first days of the patch, and people were like, is this augment's in the game? And like, yeah, they re-added it. I think it was bugged up until this patch. They had this augment during like playtest or PB or something like that, and then ended up taking it out because it was just like super bugged or something, which to be fair, seems like a pretty difficult one to program. But yeah, I mean, oh, it's so... The animation is so cool. I'm going to be thinking about until the day I die if this is like a preview for next set, or like for set. It would end up being set like 16 or something, like the set at the... Or maybe that would be set... 15. I don't know. They said it like the end of next year, because you know they were hinting some stuff. But also it's just I mean, what a good call out for a title to just realize the value of Gwinsu Collector onto Trist. I really like. I think I would have fallen into the trap this game of just going Gwinsu Gambler's Blade just because that synergy is so good, especially onto a unit like Lux. But I mean, the Collector has done so much work, and also Gwinsu Collector just those are two real items, right? If we were stuck on Gwinsu Gambler's Blade this game, we would just have so little damage here compared to, you know, what we do have here. But all right, pushing level 9 at this point, hoping to, I don't know, high roll a Victor. I mean, that's always what you're hoping to high roll. Looking at just a TG here for another unit, just going to roll down, see if we can pick up something better to put onto this board. Rumble tends to be pretty nice, and we do it the Vanderthrough on the way, so he's gonna be a great TG holder. And then what? I think I mean, even Title's a little bit lost here. He's going to take the Onyx Spark here, just because, you know, we're doing a little bit of magic damage, and it's a solid item to Rumble. I think that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, even Title gets stuck sometimes just looking at items, which I love seeing, like, really good players get, like, held up on and stuff like that. Just, it shows it can happen to anybody. But yeah, I mean, at this point, also with the amount of gold that we're generating, I wonder if, in Title said, it's a fast 10, like, I mean, it's not the fastest 10 because we rerolled a lot for Trist, but who cares about rolling on 9 here? Sure, we could find Rumble too if we really love, but we're 28 HP win streaking, we're beating everybody, and we're generating 6 gold per round. So, like, why shouldn't we? Why can't I have it? Why shouldn't we just push level and play for level 10, play for like Victor cap out and potentially, you know, win this lobby is what Title is looking forward to here if we can. And my God, it's the size of this rocket that is coming out of this Tristana is just insane. Like, she's doing so much work. 6 gold per round. Yeah, I mean, we're basically there. We're basically level 10, just a couple of rounds in. My God, I mean, this augment is... It seems pretty unreasonable, I would say, just watching Title play it. You do have to, of course, find the unit that it works with, you know? Yeah, Relia seems really good. Like I said, other people really high on stuff like Rel. I feel like because it's something that they've played in across the entire game, one cost will be pretty good because, you know, there are only so many openers that you can play in TFT, and so just like a random frontline unit of one cost, especially something like Aurelia that's so ubiquitous, I feel like it seems really, really good. But okay, at this point, I don't know, Vow is a generic good item. Okay, can't pick that up. So now a Deathblade. The idea being we could move LW over, or is it going to go somewhere else? I guess we'll see. I mean, Corky can proc LW, I guess, for the Trist, and you won't hate it. He's just going straight to 10 here. Picks up the Rel. And yeah, the idea is Deathblade over here, and then the LW will go into Corky. Yeah, I think this makes perfect sense. The only scary thing is if, like, I guess the Ricochet Bomb is not going to get LW value usually, but I mean, that's also fine. Like, just getting Deathblade, just getting extra damage is really big here onto this Trist too. We didn't really have a damage, quote-unquote damage item until now, but I mean, look at this, coasting to potentially a top 1. One more fight. Where's our Victor, Mr. Mortdog here, just to super, super cap out and win the game. That's also Rumble too, which, yeah, wait, that's so funny. We end the game, we get the Aurelia in from, I mean, that's beautiful. You couldn't have written a better final way to cap out the board than taking the Aurelia off of the contested and then using it to play it as the one goal that we need. Wait, this is... I mean, that is cinema. That is absolute cinema. And this was a really, really fun game to watch. Trist Reroll, a comp that people aren't playing that much. The 4 Emissary version, the version that's, like, I would say even less popular. And this really cool new augment. Okay, I don't want to play a new video. All right. Well, I won't make you guys play a new video. If you do, though, I mean, you're seeing suggestions right here for any of my content that you can watch. So check that out. Hope everybody had a good Christmas, and we're coming up on New Year's, and then we got some TFT New Year's resolutions. Oh God, they're playing the next video. All right, I gotta get out of here. Goodbye.